I thought I missed you. Maybe I was only missing the person I used to be with you.
He drew a little paper moon on the corner of my map. Said every road looks kinder when you don't know where you're at. We wandered past the empty fields where dandelions caught the breeze. The world felt wide enough to hold every dream we'd never speak. The sun hung low behind the hills like it forgot the time. We laughed until the shadows grew longer than our minds. There's ivy climbing up the wall where your bicycle once stood. The paint is peeling from the porch exactly like it should. Some things age without regret. They never try to turn around. They simply wear another year as gently as the earth wears down. The wind carried a distant song from someone's open radio, a voice I didn't recognize but somehow seemed to know. Maybe every quiet place collects the people passing through, keeping little pieces safe long after they're out of view. The last blue afternoon still lingers in the window light, where every dusty photograph turns golden before night. I never meant to hold forever what was only passing through, but somehow every setting sun still leans a little toward you. If time was only borrowed, then I'm grateful that it came. Some memories don't fade away, they simply change their name. I walk beside the riverbank where willow branches touch the stream. The water never stopped to ask what any of it could mean. A boy skipped stones across the tide. His father smiled without a word. Some happiness is quiet enough to only ever be observed. The clouds drifted slowly west, soft as linen in the breeze. I thought of all the little things that disappear with ease. Years will gather like gold records stacked beside a wooden chair. Every scratch becomes a chorus, every silence fills the air. If I ever lose this town to highways, distance changing skies, I'll still carry every evening folded gently behind my eyes. Because home was never really made of bricks or painted doors. It was every fading sunset that we quietly walked toward. The last blue afternoon never really said goodbye. It only slipped into the colors resting underneath the sky. Now whenever daylight softens and the trees begin to sway, I can almost hear your footsteps walking just ahead of mine. So I'll keep the windows open when the summer breezes move, just in case the light remembers everything we almost knew. The sky grew darker, but somehow the evening never ended. The porch light flickered once at dusk, like it was trying not to sleep. The garden wore its summer coat while crickets sang beneath my feet. Your jacket hung beside the door with one loose thread along the sleeve. I reached to fix it out of habit and smiled before I had to leave. The kettle warmed an empty room. The window framed a quiet sky. Everything looked just the same except the years that passed us by. A little grocery down the road still sold the peaches every June. The owner smiled the way he did, like afternoons could never move. Someone played an old cassette, its crackled chorus drifted free. For a moment, every passing note sounded just like you to me. The fence had gathered climbing vines, the mailbox leaned a little more. Funny how the smallest changes can make you miss someone before. Maybe every place we loved learns our footsteps by heart. Even after we are gone, it keeps walking in the dark. All the places the evening stayed still carry pieces of our names in worn out steps and open fields and windows glowing through the rain. I thought the years would wash away the colors that we used to know, but every sunset proves me wrong by painting everything in gold. If love was only passing light, why does it linger in the blue? Every place the evening stayed somehow still remembers you. The station clock was 5 minutes slow, just like it always seemed to be. We used to joke that time itself preferred your company to me. The willow bent above the stream, its branches tracing gentle lines. The water never hurried once, it simply carried borrowed time. A little girl released balloons that disappeared beyond the hill. I watched until the sky grew wide and everything became so still. Perhaps we're only visitors in every season that we know, borrowing fields and summer winds until it's time to let them go. But kindness leaves a softer mark than footsteps fading in the sand. It lives inside forgotten songs and quiet ways we understand. So if these roads forget my face or every house becomes brand new, I'll never truly lose this place. It always leads me back to you. All the places the evening stayed still open like an old front gate. The air remembers how we laughed, though time arrived a little late. Now I don't ask for yesterday or wish tomorrow stayed the same. I simply let the amber light call me gently by your name. And when the last blue daylight falls across the rooftops, soft and true, I'll follow where the silence goes. It always walks with you. Some evenings fade from the sky, the beautiful ones never leave. There's a crack along the ceiling that I swear was never there. Or maybe I just never looked when you were filling up the air. The curtains breathe with every breeze, like someone quietly walked in. The room still holds a little warmth, though you've not been here since then. Outside, the neighbor paints his fence. The radio hums something old. 1,000 ordinary things become stories when they're told. I took the long way through the park where autumn used to chase the green. The bench beneath the sycamore still waits exactly in between. A little girl let go a kite. It vanished somewhere past the trees. I watched until I couldn't tell if it was sky or memory. There's comfort in familiar roads, even when they lead nowhere. Some places don't ask questions, they simply let you stand and stare. Maybe nothing really leaves. Maybe everything just hides, waiting in the smallest corners where forgotten daylight lies. We never turn the light off, we just close the door instead. That's why every quiet evening still glows softly in my head. Every laugh became a lantern, every silence learned to shine. Even all the words we swallowed somehow still belong to time. If tomorrow finds me lonely, I know exactly what I'll do. I'll sit beside the fading daylight and leave a place for you. The bookstore by the station closed. Someone built a cafe there. The windows changed, the signs were new, but somehow you were everywhere. I traced our initials in the dust on a table. No one claimed them, wiped them off before they dried. Some memories prefer no names. The world keeps finding little ways to prove that life goes on. Still there's beauty in the echoes long after voices have withdrawn. If I could borrow one more hour, I'd never ask to change a thing. I'd only watch the evening settle and hear the swallows start to sing. Some loves aren't meant for holding, some are meant for looking through, like sunlight on an empty floor that somehow still belongs to you. So let the years keep gathering like records stacked against the wall. Every scratch becomes a chorus, every silence says it all. We never turn the light off, it still burns behind the years. In every window dressed in gold, and every smile that disappears. I don't chase what time has taken or wish the seasons were untrue. I simply thank the fading daylight for once leading me to you. And when the last birds cross the sky with evening painted pale and blue, I'll walk home with quiet footsteps, as though they're walking home with you. Some lights never ask to be seen, they simply keep the darkness warm. I found your coat beside the stairs, still carrying the scent of rain. The pocket held a movie stub, its letters faded into gray. The kitchen window faced the west, where golden evenings used to fall. Nothing really looked the same, yet somehow nothing changed at all. The wooden floor still under my feet, like every step had stayed behind. The walls remembered every laugh much better than this heart of mine. The maple tree grew twice as tall, its branches reaching over stone. Birds kept singing every spring, as if they'd never heard you'd gone. The mailbox leaned a little more, the paint had quietly peeled away. Funny how a place grows old without forgetting yesterday. I read the notes you never sent, folded softly into blue. Sometimes silence says the things no language ever could for you. Maybe time is just a road that circles back instead of through. Maybe every summer knows exactly how to find you. If love is only passing light, why does it stay inside these rooms? Why does every open window still remember how you moved? I don't need another ending, I don't need another name. Some hearts never stop believing, even after all the rain. And every evening finds me here, where all our little moments grew, holding conversations quietly with everything that looks like you. The coffee shop across the street still closes early every fall. Someone laughs behind the glass, it almost sounds like your old call. Children chase the afternoon with paper airplanes in the breeze. I wonder if we look that small, running underneath those trees. I thought forgetting happened fast, like clouds dissolving into blue. No one told me memory blooms in every ordinary view. One day these streets will change their names, the houses may all disappear. Someone else will paint these doors, never knowing we were here. Still, I'll carry little things like sunlight folded into cloth, tiny pieces of a life the world could never buy or loss. If I meet you somewhere far beyond, where seasons never have to end, promise we won't talk about goodbye, we'll simply start again. If love is only passing light, then let it pass right over me. Leave its colors on my hands, like waves returning to the sea. I won't ask the years for answers, I won't ask the sky what's true. I'll just thank the quiet evening for once belonging here with you. Every summer leaves a doorway, some are meant to stay unopened. Still I smile when light comes through, because it always sounds like you. August slept across the hills with lazy clouds and open skies. A single feather caught the wind, then disappeared before my eyes. The porch was warm beneath the sun. The paint had faded into white. Someone hung fresh laundry out like little flags of summer light. The world moved slowly after noon, without a reason to be fast. Back then we thought forever could fit inside an afternoon. Your notebook rested on the grass, half filled with words you never read. A pressed daisy marked the page where all the quiet moments lived. The creek kept talking to the stones in languages too old to know. We listened like it mattered, though we never answered slow. A dragonfly above the reeds shimmered once, then drifted free. Some beautiful things only happen when nobody tries to see. Maybe every little wonder lives a second time inside the hearts that never hurried past the ordinary light. When August learned to whisper, it borrowed your voice somehow, soft enough to calm the leaves resting on the orchard ground. Every breeze became a letter, every shadow knew my name. Nothing asked to last forever, nothing needed us to stay. Still, whenever evening settles and the sky turns pale with blue, August finds me every year, walking back toward you. The cafe by the river closed, its chairs stacked neatly by the door. The owner waved before the lights went dark forevermore. A record played through open glass, crackling softly in the air. For a moment I could almost swear that you were standing there. The moon climbed slowly over town like it had nowhere else to be. Funny how the night remembers what the day pretends not to see. If time is just a winding path through fields of golden dust, then maybe all we've ever lost is only waiting quietly for us. Not in grand or perfect places, not beneath a brighter sky, but hidden in familiar mornings and evenings drifting by. So I'll keep collecting little things, ticket stubs, old leaves, fading songs, because sometimes love survives in everything that seems too small. When August learned to whisper, it never spoke of goodbyes. It only carried little echoes across familiar summer skies. Now every warm and quiet evening feels like something passing through, not asking to be remembered, only asking to be true. If another August finds me with empty hands beneath the blue, I'll smile before the daylight fades, knowing it once belonged to you. Some seasons never really return, they simply teach the wind your name. screen door side behind the wind, like someone almost coming home. The kettle sang its quiet song to an empty room alone. Dust was dancing in the light, like tiny stars too small to name. I stood there longer than I should, pretending nothing ever changed. The coffee cooled beside the sink, the calendar still showed July. Funny how the smallest things refuse to learn goodbye. Your footprints must have washed away the first time summer brought the rain, but every path I wandered through still somehow spoke your name. The apple tree grew wild again, its branches leaning toward the fence, as though it knew that waiting never really made much sense. The sky was soft with evening birds returning somewhere out of sight. I wondered if they carried pieces of another life. Maybe every passing season keeps the ones it couldn't hold hidden underneath the colors. Only quiet hearts unfold before the morning new. We belong to the fading stars. The world was still half dreaming before it learned how far. The fields were full of golden light, the rivers running slow. We never thought that moments could become the things we'd know. Now every dawn reminds me of everything we never knew. How quickly light could leave the sky and still find its way to you. The bookstore on the corner closed. Someone painted over blue. Still I see us through the glass, like old reflections always do. The girl who swept the wooden floor was humming something soft and low, a melody without a name that somehow felt like home. I watched the daylight fold itself into the rooftops one by one. Some evenings end so gently you don't notice they are gone. One day these streets will hold someone else's afternoons, their laughter drifting through the trees, their windows lit by different moons. Maybe they'll leave little traces someone else will someday find, a pressed flower in a notebook, or a name someone forgot to hide. Nothing really disappears, it only changes where it lives. Sometimes in the evening breeze, sometimes in the way forgiveness gives. Before the morning knew, we were lighter than the air. Nothing asked us to stay forever, nothing asked us to prepare. Now the years keep rolling onward, like the tide against the blue. But every sunrise still begins a little closer back to you. If another summer finds me walking roads we used to choose, I'll thank the light for passing through, even if it has to leave. Some mornings arrive quietly, just so they don't wake the memories. The road behind your father's house is smaller than I used to know. The gravel sings beneath my shoes, the same forgotten song below. A bicycle without a chain leans gently by the cedar tree. Like every little broken thing still has a place to simply be. The clouds drift slowly over hills without a reason, without sound. Some afternoons don't ask for much, just someone willing to look around. I found the meadow past the fence where wildflowers used to grow. No one planted any of them, they simply always seemed to know exactly where the sunlight fell, exactly when the rain would start. Funny how the smallest things can memorize a human heart. The air was full of honeybees, the sky was washed in faded white. Everything felt quietly alive without explaining why it might. Maybe that's what love becomes after all the years are through. Not a voice calling your name, just the world resembling you. The wildflowers never wondered why the summer had to end. They just opened every morning to the light they couldn't keep. Maybe I should learn from them how to bloom and how to leave, holding beauty for a moment without asking it to stay. Still every golden field I cross, every breeze that brushes through, whispers something soft enough to sound a little bit like you. A train rolled slowly through the hills, its whistle fading into air. I watched until the tracks became a line that vanished everywhere. Somewhere people laughed out loud, somewhere someone closed a gate. Life has always kept on moving, even when our hearts stayed late. I picked a flower from the ground, then placed it gently back again. Some things become more beautiful the moment we don't make them ours. If every memory is borrowed from an afternoon gone by, then maybe we're just passing birds, learning different kinds of sky. Maybe every open window, every porch light after dark keeps a little piece of someone, like a tiny glowing spark. Years will wear the colors thin, wood will fade and rivers bend, but kindness lingers in the air long after moments reach their end. The wildflowers never asked for forever in the sun. They only knew that blooming once was better than not blooming at all. So I'll walk these quiet fields with empty hands and open eyes, finding little pieces of us scattered underneath the light. If tomorrow brings another summer, if tomorrow brings the rain, I'll smile before the wind can change, because the wild flowers stayed. Some places don't remember our names, they remember the way we loved. You left your bicycle by the fence, like you were only gone a while. The rust has slowly claimed the frame, but somehow not your crooked smile. The roses climb the garden wall, the way they always tried to do. Every blossom seemed to bloom a little later after you. I learned the language of the wind, the one that passed your bedroom door. It always sounded soft enough to make me look up once more. The river still reflects the sky like broken pieces stitched in blue. I skipped a stone across the waves, the way I used to laugh with you. An old dog slept beneath the bridge, the children chased the afternoon. Someone played a radio, an old familiar summer tune. I almost turned to call your name before I caught myself again. Funny how the heart forgets what the mind remembers then. Every road I never took still carries little parts of us, like the dust on old guitars waiting for gentle hands to trust. Summer left the gate open so your memory wandered through, with the smell of cut grass and a sky that stayed so blue. Nothing asked to be remembered, nothing tried to make me cry, but every quiet little moment learned your name before goodbye. If love was only passing weather, why does every breeze feel true? Summer left the gate open and it keeps leading me to you. I found an envelope last week with nothing written but the date. Somehow that was all it took to make an ordinary day feel late. The coffee stains upon the page looked like tiny faded moons, floating through forgotten nights beneath forgotten afternoons. Maybe every empty chair is simply saving someone's place. Maybe every golden hour still remembers every face. Years will gather on these streets like leaves around forgotten stones. People will never come to know will someday call this place their home. They'll never hear the things we said or know the dreams we almost grew. But maybe kindness never leaves, it simply changes into view. And if our days were borrowed light, then I'm grateful they were mine. Some evenings never really end, they only hide inside of time. Summer left the gate open, though the garden changed its name. Every flower bends towards sunlight just the way we did the same. I don't wait beside the window like I used to years ago. Still I smile when warm winds find me, carrying places that I know. Maybe love was never meant to stay forever bright and new. Maybe it was always summer, quietly returning you. When the evening folds its colors into shades of amber blue, I never ask where time has gone. It always walks back home with you. The train arrived without a sound, just morning wrapped in silver air. You tied your hair against the wind while sunlight settled everywhere. A paper cup between your hands, steam disappeared into the blue. I never thought I'd memorize the smallest things about you. The station slowly came alive with strangers chasing different days. We stood between 100 roads and found no words to say. The fields beyond the railway tracks were turning softer shades of gold. Summer always leaves too soon before it ever learns we're old. A bicycle bell somewhere behind, a dog asleep beneath a tree. Nothing in that quiet town knew what it would mean to me. A swallow crossed the open sky, too small to follow with my eyes. Some goodbyes begin so gently, you don't notice their disguise. Maybe every ending starts long before we understand, like the tide already leaving while we're riding in the sand. What was the color of leaving? Was it blue? Was it gold? Was it the light across your shoulder just before the evening closed? I still search the fading daylight for the answer I once knew. But every sunset changes into another shade of you. Maybe nothing really vanished, maybe nothing really moved. Love just learned another language spoken only by the moon. Years have settled on this town like dust upon forgotten frames. The bookstore and the corner cafe both have different signs and names. Children run where we once walked without a single thought of us. Life keeps blooming in the places where memory gathers dust. I bought wildflowers from the market, then forgot them on the seat. Sometimes the heart lets go before the hands can set it free. If I could borrow one more summer, I wouldn't ask for anything. Just another slow September where the birds forget to sing. I'd watch the light move through the leaves until the evening lost its hue, learning how the world grows quiet without ever losing you. Because maybe love was never something meant to stay or own. Maybe it was simply finding one safe place to feel at home. What was the color of leaving? I don't think I'll ever know. Maybe every passing season paints it differently below. Now when amber fills the windows and the rooftops catch the blue, I don't chase the disappearing light, I let it walk with you. The day grows older every year, the memory somehow never does. Some sunsets don't ask to be remembered, they become the way we remember everything. The screen door closed behind the wind with the same familiar sigh. Dust floated through the the afternoon, like little pieces of July. A chipped blue mug upon the shelf still lean the way it always had. The smallest things have gentle ways of making empty rooms feel glad. The sparrow landed on the fence, then vanished into open air. I almost turned to tell you so before remembering you weren't there. The road that led beyond the fields had nearly disappeared in green. Wildflowers stitched the edges closed as if no footsteps had ever been. The river held the evening sky without asking it to stay. I wondered if that's how love works, holding light then letting it fade. Somewhere far a church bell rang soft enough to miss at first. The world has always spoken low to those who stop and listen first. Maybe every quiet day leaves a photograph unseen, folded deep inside the heart, where no years can intervene. Until the sun became a memory, we never counted passing days. We measured time in porch lights, river stones and summer haze. Nothing asked to last forever, nothing promised it would stay. Still the light keeps finding me in the most ordinary ways. Every golden hour whispers like it still remembers you. Until the sun became a memory, everything felt new. The old piano down the hall still carried notes inside its wood. No one touched the yellowed keys, yet somehow they still sounded good. I traced the grain across the bench like reading lines from years before. Some songs are never really gone, they simply wait behind a door. The evening settled on the roof, slow as paint beginning to dry. One by one the windows glowed like little stars learning to shine. If I could keep one afternoon, I'd choose the one that never tried to become a perfect story. It simply happened by our side. The breeze, the dust, the folding chairs, the smell of rain before it came, the sound of laughter drifting home before we ever needed names. Maybe that's the truest kind of love. Not the loudest, not the longest, but the one that quietly becomes part of every season after. Until the sun became a memory, I thought light could never fade. Now I know it only changes into softer shades when the swallows cross September and the fields surrender blue. I don't ask the sky to keep you, it already does. So every morning that arrives carries something open true. A little warmth across my hands, a little piece of afternoon, a little light that still belongs to me and you. Some days are too small to notice while you're living them. Years later, they become your whole summer. You drew a little paper moon on the corner of my map. Said every road looks kinder when you don't know where you're at. We wandered past the empty fields where dandelions caught the breeze. The world felt wide enough to hold every dream we'd never speak. The sun hung low behind the hills, like it forgot the time. We laughed until the shadows grew longer than our minds. There's ivy climbing up the wall where your bicycle once stood. The paint is peeling from the porch exactly like it should. Some things age without regret. They never try to turn around. They simply wear another year as gently as the earth wears down. The wind carried a distant song from someone's open radio, a voice I didn't recognize but somehow seemed to know. Maybe every quiet place collects the people passing through, keeping little pieces safe long after they're out of view. The last blue afternoon still lingers in the window light, where every dusty photograph turns golden before night. I never meant to hold forever what was only passing through, but somehow every setting sun still leans a little toward you. If time was only borrowed, then I'm grateful that it came. Some memories don't fade away, they simply change their name. I walk beside the riverbank where willow branches touch the stream. The water never stopped to ask what any of it could mean. A boy skipped stones across the tide. His father smiled without a word. Some happiness is quiet enough to only ever be observed. The clouds drifted slowly west, soft as linen in the breeze. I thought of all the little things that disappear with ease. Years will gather like old records stacked beside a wooden chair. Every scratch becomes a chorus, every silence fills the air. If I ever lose this town to highways, distance, changing skies, I'll still carry every evening folded gently behind my eyes. Because home was never really made of bricks or painted doors. It was every fading sunset that we quietly walked toward. The last blue afternoon never really said goodbye. It only slipped into the colors, resting underneath the sky. Now whenever daylight softens and the trees begin to sway, I can almost hear your footsteps walking just ahead of mine. So I'll keep the windows open when the summer breezes move, just in case the light remembers everything we almost knew. The sky grew darker, but somehow the evening never ended. porch light flickered once at dusk, like it was trying not to sleep. The garden wore its summer coat, while crickets sang beneath my feet. Your jacket hung beside the door, with one loose thread along the sleeve. I reached to fix it out of habit, and smiled before I had to leave. The kettle warmed an empty room, the window framed a quiet sky. Everything looked just the same, except the years that passed us by. A little grocery down the road still sold the peaches every June. The owner smiled the way he did, like afternoons could never move. Someone played an old cassette, its crackled chorus drifted free. For a moment every passing note sounded just like you to me. The fence had gathered climbing vines, the mailbox leaned a little more. Funny how the smallest changes can make you miss someone before. Maybe every place we loved learns our footsteps by heart. Even after we are gone, it keeps walking in the dark. All the places the evening stayed still carry pieces of our names, in worn out steps and open fields and windows glowing through the rain. I thought the years would wash away the colors that we used to know, but every sunset proves me wrong by painting everything in gold. If love was only passing light, why does it linger in the blue? Every place the evening stayed somehow still remembers you. The station clock was 5 minutes slow, just like it always seemed to be. We used to joke that time itself preferred your company to me. The willow bent above the stream, its branches tracing gentle lines. The water never hurried once, it simply carried borrowed time. A little girl released balloons that disappeared beyond the hill. I watched until the sky grew white and everything became so still. Perhaps we're only visitors in every season that we know, borrowing fields and summer winds until it's time to let them go. But kindness leaves a softer mark than footsteps fading in the sand. It lives inside forgotten songs and quiet ways we understand. So if these roads forget my face, or every house becomes brand new, I'll never truly lose this place. It always leads me back to you. All the places the evening stayed still open like an old front gate. The air remembers how we laughed, though time arrived a little late. Now I don't ask for yesterday, wish tomorrow stayed the same. I simply let the amber light call me gently by your name. And when the last blue daylight falls across the rooftops, soft and true, I'll follow where the silence goes. It always walks with you. Some evenings fade from the sky, the beautiful ones never leave. ceiling that I swear was never there. Or maybe I just never looked when you were filling up the air. The curtains breathe with every breeze, like someone quietly walked in. The room still holds a little warmth, though you've not been here since then. Outside, the neighbor paints his fence. The radio hums something old. 1,000 ordinary things become stories when they're told. I took the long way through the park where autumn used to chase the green. The bench beneath the sycamore still waits exactly in between. A little girl let go a kite. It vanished somewhere past the trees. I watched until I couldn't tell if it was sky or memory. There's comfort in familiar roads, even when they lead nowhere. Some places don't ask questions, they simply let you stand and stare. Maybe nothing really leaves. Maybe everything just hides, waiting in the smallest corners where forgotten daylight lies. We never turn the light off, we just close the door instead. That's why every quiet evening still glows softly in my head. Every laugh became a lantern, every silence learned to shine. Even all the words we swallowed somehow still belong to time. If tomorrow finds me lonely, I know exactly what I'll do. I'll sit beside the fading daylight and leave a place for you. The bookstore by the station closed. Someone built a cafe there. The windows changed, the signs were new, but somehow you were everywhere. I traced our initials in the dust on a table no one claimed, then wiped them off before they dried. Some memories prefer no names. The world keeps finding little ways to prove that life goes on. Still there's beauty in the echoes long after voices have withdrawn. If I could borrow one more hour, I'd never ask to change a thing. I'd only watch the evening settle and hear the swallows start to sing. Some loves aren't meant for holding, some are meant for looking through, like sunlight on an empty floor that somehow still belongs to you. So let the years keep gathering like records stacked against the wall. Every scratch becomes a chorus, every silence says it all. We never turn the light off, it still burns behind the years. In every window dressed in gold, in every smile that disappears. I don't chase what time has taken or wish the seasons were untrue. I simply thank the fading daylight for once leading me to you. And when the last birds cross the sky with evening painted pale and blue, I'll walk home with quiet footsteps as though they're walking home with you. Some lights never ask to be seen, they simply keep the darkness warm. found your coat beside the stairs, still carrying the scent of rain. The pocket held a movie stub, its letters faded into gray. The kitchen window faced the west, where golden evenings used to fall. Nothing really looked the same, yet somehow nothing changed at all. The wooden floor still on my feet, like every step had stayed behind. The walls remembered every laugh much better than this heart of mine. The maple tree grew twice as tall, its branches reaching over stone. Birds kept singing every spring as if they'd never heard you'd gone. The mailbox leaned a little more, the paint had quietly peeled away. Funny how a place grows old without forgetting yesterday. I read the notes you never sent, folded softly into blue. Sometimes silence says the things no language ever could for you. Maybe time is just a road that circles back instead of through. Maybe every summer knows exactly how to find you. If love is only passing light, why does it stay inside these rooms? Why does every open window still remember how you moved? I don't need another ending, I don't need another name. Some hearts never stop believing, even after all the rain. And every evening finds me here, where all our little moments grew, holding conversations quietly with everything that looks like you. The coffee shop across the street still closes early every fall. Someone laughs behind the glass, it almost sounds like your old call. Children chase the afternoon with paper airplanes in the breeze. I wonder if we look that small, running underneath those trees. I thought forgetting happened fast, like clouds dissolving into blue. No one told me memory blooms in every ordinary view. One day these streets will change their names, the houses may all disappear. Someone else will paint these doors, never knowing we were here. Still I'll carry little things like sunlight folded into cloth, tiny pieces of a life the world could never buy or loss. If I meet you somewhere far beyond, where seasons never have to end, promise we won't talk about goodbye, we'll simply start again. If love is only passing light, then let it pass right over me. Leave its colors on my hands, like waves returning to the sea. I won't ask the years for answers, I won't ask the sky what's true. I'll just thank the quiet evening for once belonging here with you. Every summer leaves a doorway, someone meant to stay unopened. Still I smile when light comes through, because it always sounds like you.
August slept
went across the hills with lazy clouds and open skies. A single feather caught the wind and disappeared before my eyes. The porch was warm beneath the sun. The paint had faded into white. Someone hung fresh laundry out like little flags of summer light. The world moved slowly after noon without a reason to be fast. Back then we thought forever could fit inside an afternoon. Your notebook rested on the grass, half filled with words you never read. A pressed daisy marked the page where all the quiet moments lived. The creek kept talking to the stones in languages too old to know. We listened like it mattered, though we never answered slow. A dragonfly above the reeds shimmered once, then drifted free. Some beautiful things only happen when nobody tries to see. Maybe every little wonder lives a second time inside the hearts that never hurried past the ordinary light. When August learned to whisper, it borrowed your voice somehow, soft enough to calm the leaves resting on the orchard ground. Every breeze became a letter, every shadow knew my name. Nothing has to last forever, nothing needed us to stay. Still, whenever evening settles and the sky turns pale with blue, August finds me every year, walking back toward you. The cafe by the river closed, its chairs stacked neatly by the door. The owner waved before the lights went dark forevermore. A record played through open glass, crackling softly in the air. For a moment I could almost swear that you were standing there. The moon climbed slowly over town like it had nowhere else to be. Funny how the night remembers what the day pretends not to see. If time is just a winding path through fields of golden dust, then maybe all we've ever lost is only waiting quietly for us. Not in grand or perfect places, not beneath the brighter sky, but hidden in familiar mornings and evenings drifting by. So I'll keep collecting little things, tickets, stubs, old leaves, fading songs, because sometimes love survives in everything that seems too small. When August learned to whisper, it never spoke of goodbyes. It only carried little echoes across familiar summer skies. Now every warm and quiet evening feels like something passing through, not asking to be remembered, only asking to be true. If another August finds me with empty hands beneath the blue, I'll smile before the daylight fades, knowing it once belonged to you. Some seasons never really return, they simply teach the wind your name. The screen door sighed behind the wind, like someone almost coming home. The kettle sang its quiet song to an empty room alone. Dust was dancing in the light like tiny stars too small to name. I stood there longer than I should, pretending nothing ever changed. The coffee cooled beside the sink, the calendar still showed July. Funny how the smallest things refuse to learn goodbye. Your footprints must have washed away the first time summer brought the rain, but every path I wandered through still somehow spoke your name. The apple tree grew wild again, its branches leaning toward the fence, as though it knew that waiting never really made much sense. The sky was soft with evening birds returning somewhere out of sight. I wondered if they carried pieces of another life. Maybe every passing season keeps the ones it couldn't hold, hidden underneath the colors only quiet hearts unfold. Before the morning knew we belonged to the fading stars, the world was still half dreaming before it learned how far the fields were full of golden light, the rivers running slow. We never thought that moments could become the things we'd know. Now every dawn reminds me of everything we never knew, how quickly light could leave the sky and still find its way to you. The bookstore on the corner closed, someone painted over blue. Still I see us through the glass like gold reflections always do. The girl who swept the wooden floor was humming something soft and low, a melody without a name that somehow felt like home. I watched the daylight fold itself into the rooftops one by one. Some evenings end so gently you don't notice they are gone. One day these streets will hold someone else's afternoons, their laughter drifting through the trees, their windows lit by different moons. Maybe they'll leave little traces someone else will someday find, a pressed flower in a notebook or a name someone forgot to hide. Nothing really disappears, it only changes where it lives. Sometimes in the evening breeze, sometimes in the way forgiveness gives. Before the morning knew we were lighter than the air. Nothing asked us to stay forever, nothing asked us to prepare. Now the years keep rolling onward like the tide against the blue, but every sunrise still begins a little closer back to you. If another summer finds me walking roads we used to choose, I'll thank the light for passing through, even if it has to leave. Some mornings arrive quietly, just so they don't wake the memories. The road behind your father's house is smaller than I used to know. The gravel sings beneath my shoes, the same forgotten song below. A bicycle without a chain leans gently by the cedar tree. Like every little broken thing still has a place to simply be. The clouds drift slowly over hills without a reason, without sound. Some afternoons don't ask for much, just someone willing to look around. I found the meadow past the fence where wildflowers used to grow. No one planted any of them, they simply always seemed to know exactly where the sunlight fell, exactly when the rain would start. Funny how the smallest things can memorize a human heart. The air was full of honeybees, the sky was washed in faded white. Everything felt quietly alive without explaining why it might. Maybe that's what love becomes after all the years are through. Not a voice calling your name, just the world resembling you. The wildflowers never wondered why the summer had to end. They just opened every morning to the light they couldn't keep. Maybe I should learn from them how to bloom and how to leave, holding beauty for a moment without asking it to stay still. Every golden field I cross, every breeze that brushes through, whispers something soft enough to sound a little bit like you. A train rolled slowly through the hills, its whistle fading into air. I watched until the tracks became a line that vanished everywhere. Somewhere people laughed out loud, somewhere someone closed a gate. Life is always kept on moving, even when our hearts stayed late. I picked a flower from the ground and placed it gently back again. Some things become more beautiful the moment we don't make them ours. If every memory is borrowed from an afternoon gone by, then maybe we're just passing birds, learning different kinds of sky. Maybe every open window, every porch light after dark keeps a little piece of someone, like a tiny glowing spark. Years will wear the colors thin, wood will fade and rivers bend, but kindness lingers in the air long after moments reach their end. The wildflowers never asked for forever in the sun. They only knew that blooming once was better than not blooming at all. So I'll walk these quiet fields with empty hands and open eyes, finding little pieces of us scattered underneath the light. If tomorrow brings another summer, if tomorrow brings the rain, I'll smile before the wind can change, because the wildflower stayed. Some places don't remember our names, they remember the way we loved. You left your bicycle by the fence, like you were only gone a while. The rust has slowly claimed the frame, but somehow not your crooked smile. The roses climb the garden wall, the way they always tried to do. Every blossom seemed to bloom a little later after you. I learned the language of the wind, the one that passed your bedroom door. It always sounded soft enough to make me look up once more. The river still reflects the sky like broken pieces stitched in blue. I skipped a stone across the waves, the way I used to laugh with you. An old dog slept beneath the bridge, the children chased the afternoon. Someone played a radio, an old familiar summer tune. I almost turned to call your name before I caught myself again. Funny how the heart forgets what the mind remembers then. Every road I never took still carries little parts of us, like the dust on old guitars waiting for gentle hands to trust. Summer left the gate open, so your memory wandered through, with the smell of cut grass and a sky that stayed so blue. Nothing has to be remembered, nothing tried to make me cry, but every quiet little moment learned your name before goodbye. If love was only passing weather, why does every breeze feel true? Summer left the gate open, and it keeps leading me to you. I found an envelope last week with nothing written but the date. Somehow that was all it took to make an ordinary day feel late. The coffee stains upon the page looked like tiny faded moons, floating through forgotten nights beneath forgotten afternoons. Maybe every empty chair is simply saving someone's place. Maybe every golden hour still remembers every face. Years will gather on these streets like leaves around forgotten stones. People will never come to know, will someday call this place their home. They'll never hear the things we said or know the dreams we almost grew. But maybe kindness never leaves, it simply changes into view. And if our days were borrowed light, then I'm grateful they were mine. Some evenings never really end, they only hide inside of time. Summer left the gate open, though the garden changed its name. Every flower bends towards sunlight, just the way we did the same. I wait beside the window like I used to years ago. Still I smile when warm winds find me, carrying places that I know. Maybe love was never meant to stay forever bright and new. Maybe it was always summer, quietly returning you. When the evening folds its colors into shades of amber blue, I never ask where time has gone. It always walks back home with you. train arrived without a sound, just morning wrapped in silver air. You tied your hair against the wind while sunlight settled everywhere. A paper cup between your hands, steam disappeared into the blue. I never thought I'd memorize the smallest things about you. The station slowly came alive with strangers chasing different days. We stood between 100 roads and found no words to say. Fields beyond the railway tracks were turning softer shades of gold. Summer always leaves too soon before it ever learns we're old. A bicycle bell somewhere behind, a dog asleep beneath a tree. Nothing in that quiet town knew what it would mean to me. A swallow crossed the open sky, too small to follow with my eyes. Some goodbyes begin so gently, you don't notice their disguise. Maybe every ending starts long before we understand, like the tide already leaving while we're riding in the sand. What was the color of leaving? Was it blue? Was it gold? Was it the light across your shoulder just before the evening closed? I still search the fading daylight for the answer I once knew, but every sunset changes into another shade of you. Maybe nothing really vanished, maybe nothing really moved. Love just learned another language spoken only by the moon. Years have settled on this town like dust upon forgotten frames. The bookstore and the corner cafe both have different signs and names. Children run where we once walked without a single thought of us. Life keeps blooming in the places where memory gathers dust. I bought wildflowers from the market, then forgot them on the seat. Sometimes the heart lets go before the hands can set it free. If I could borrow one more summer, I wouldn't ask for anything. Just another slow September where the birds forget to sing. I'd watch the light move through the leaves until the evening lost its hue, learning how the world grows quiet without ever losing you. Because maybe love was never something meant to stay or own. Maybe it was simply finding one safe place to feel at home. What was the color of leaving? I don't think I'll ever know. Maybe every passing season paints it differently below. Now an amber fills the windows and the rooftops catch the blue. I don't chase the disappearing light, I let it walk with you. The day grows older every year. The memory somehow never does. Some sunsets don't ask to be remembered. They become the way we remember everything. A screen door closed behind the wind with the same familiar sigh. Dust floated through the afternoon like little pieces of July. A chipped blue mug upon the shelf still leaned the way it it always had. The smallest things have gentle ways of making empty rooms feel glad. A sparrow landed on the fence, then vanished into open air. I almost turned to tell you so before remembering you weren't there. The road that led beyond the fields had nearly disappeared in green. Wildflowers stitched the edges closed as if no footsteps had ever been. The river held the evening sky without asking it to stay. I wondered if that's how love works, holding light then letting it fade. Somewhere far a church bell rang, soft enough to miss at first. The world is always spoken low to those who stop and listen first. Maybe every quiet day leaves a photograph unseen, folded deep inside the heart where no years can intervene. Until the sun became a memory, we never counted passing days. We measured time in porch lights, river stones and summer haze. Nothing asked to last forever, nothing promised it would stay. Still the light keeps finding me in the most ordinary ways. Every golden hour whispers like it still remembers you. Until the sun became a memory, everything felt new. The old piano down the hall still carried notes inside its wood. No one touched the yellowed keys, yet somehow they still sounded good. I traced the grain across the bench, like reading lines from years before. Some songs are never really gone, they simply wait behind the door. The evening settled on the roof, slow as paint beginning to dry. One by one the windows glowed like little stars learning to shine. If I could keep one afternoon, I'd choose the one that never tried to become a perfect story. It simply happened by our side. The breeze, the dust, the folding chairs, the smell of rain before it came, the sound of laughter drifting home before we ever needed names. Maybe that's the truest kind of love, not the loudest, not the longest, but the one that quietly becomes part of every season after. Until the sun became a memory, I thought light could never fade. Now I know it only changes into softer shades when the swallows cross September and the fields surrender blue. I don't ask the sky to keep you, it already does. So every morning that arrives carries something old and true, a little warmth across my hands, a little piece of afternoon, a little light that still belongs to me and you. Some days are too small to notice while you're living them. Years later, they become your whole self.